An industrial truck accident occurred on Agege Bridge in Lagos on Saturday after seemingly experiencing mechanical failure over the bridge. Eyewitness accounts described the truck struggling to maintain control for several seconds before plummeting off the bridge and hitting the commercial bus underneath the bridge. While there were no fatalities, the truck driver sustained a dislocated hand and was promptly transported to Lekpo General Hospital in Agege for medical treatment. We have more details in this report.
I dropped passenger at the side of the bridge, under the bridge. So I just turned. So I'm going back to Songo. So I just saw everybody run. So I saw the truck coming from the up. So everybody was running. So I don't know what to do next. So I just left my motor and ran away also.
After a minute, we just saw the Scania vehicle just fell down, and we thank God for life. It's only the driver were injured, and most of us will run to the driver to take him to the hospital before all this Lasema, whatever, and last man and police were on.
And also tragedy has struck Nigeria's northwestern state of Zamfara, where gunmen have launched a deadly raid on an artisanal gold mining site, leaving at least 19 people dead. The attack occurred around midday on Friday when armed bandits stormed the site, killing 19 individuals, including 5 vigilantes who had been providing security for the miners. A mining official, Yahaya Gubirawa, confirmed that 14 miners were killed instantly, while others later died from their injuries due to severe bleeding. The violence forms part of a wider pattern of attacks across Zamfara and neighboring states, where criminal gangs, known locally as bandits, have continued to terrorize communities. These groups are responsible for widespread violence and a surge in kidnappings throughout the region. In response to the escalating insecurity, the Zamfara state government launched the Zamfara Community Guards last year, deploying over 5,000 personnel in an effort to protect local communities. Now, Nigeria's top military leadership, led by the Minister of Defense, has paid a high-level visit to Boro State to conduct a comprehensive needs assessment of frontline troops battling terrorism. The visit comes amid reports of renewed attacks by remnants of terrorist factions in the region. Meanwhile, Boro State Governor Babagana Zulum has called on the federal government to increase military presence across the state to counter emerging threats. News Central Sumaro Turawa reports.
Nigeria's Minister of Defense, alongside top military chiefs, arrived in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. Facing a resurgence of terrorist attacks in towns and villages, the visit is part of efforts to march words with action towards achieving President Bola Tinubu's campaign promise of renewed hope.
We have been following on the developments already in Borno, and with the team here, our troops are doing wonderfully well to counter whatever threats. But in addition to that, we pay this operational visit to make sure that their plan is on track and is in line with that of the state government.
The Nigerian government continues to battle over a decade of Boko Haram insurgency and other terrorist activities. The Minister of Defense says the government now targets an end to these long-standing security challenges by the end of 2025.
Visit to assess our situation and to get briefing from both our team here and the state government, and to see how we can work together to really improve intensively the security situation in Borno with the aim of ending this insurgency by the end of this year.
He notes that the influx of persons into states across the Lake Chad region remains a major challenge to defeating terrorism. Despite the high morale of troops, Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum insists deliberate efforts must be made to provide more equipment and establish new military formations.
We are optimistic that the security situation will be okay very soon. I want to assure you that I'll provide the necessary political will needed and commitment needed to collaborate and support the Nigerian military with a view to ending the insurgency. I believe the Nigerian army will look into the possibility of sending more trained manpower to northeastern Nigeria.
He also urges the federal government to strengthen surveillance and border security, especially across the Sahel region, given the vulnerability of Nigeria's borders and the infiltration of armed groups and weapons. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
Well, we'll come back to security stories, but then let's take this. A historic farewell unfolded on Saturday in Vatican City as tens of thousands of mourners gathered at St. Peter's Square for the funeral of Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Catholic Church and a tireless advocate for the poor. Now, the beloved pontiff passed away on Monday at the age of 88, bringing to an end a 12-year papacy that many viewed as a turning point towards a more inclusive and compassionate church. Crowds began gathering overnight, with some camping out to secure a place at the solemn ceremony, and world leaders, including U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, were among the dignitaries in attendance. Over the past 3 days, more than 250,000 people filed through St. Peter's Basilica to pay their final respects. Today's funeral is expected to draw as many as 200,000 mourners. With over 50 heads of state present, Italian and Vatican authorities launched a large-scale security operation to ensure the smooth running of the emotional farewell to a pope who left a profound and lasting legacy on the global stage. All right, let's still look at some other stories in the meantime. Now, Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyede, has reassured that the Army will safeguard the lives and property of all residents in Plateau State. General Oloyede, represented by the General Officer Commanding 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Folusho Oyinlola, was speaking at the commissioning of the Chief of Army Staff's Special Intervention Civil-Military Cooperation projects. The project, renovated male and female wards of the Langtan General Hospital, is an initiative to reinforce public support, deepen cooperation, and sustain the harmonious relationship between the Army and the civilian populace.
Funding for this project provided by the Nigerian Army is a way of honoring our senior officers who have served with distinction. Major General Shagaya is a shining example of this legacy, and we are proud to carry forward this commitment to the community. I call upon the people of Plateau State to continue to support the Nigerian Army and all security agencies as we work together to eliminate criminal elements from our beloved state, Plateau.
The choice of this general hospital's male and female wards was as a result of the vital role healthcare plays in enhancing community health and ensuring access to quality care. It creates safer, hygienic environment, reducing the risk of infection and promoting patient recovery.
The renovation and equipping of the male and female wards of General Hospital and North by the Nigerian Army is a shining example of what can be achieved when security agencies go beyond the core mandate to touch lives and strengthen the fabric of society.
It's pride for me. I am really happy. I won't tell you lie. Very excited, and glory be to God. And I pray God that the Army will come and do more things within the hospital or healthcare centers where the ordinary man and woman will benefit.
Let's now go on a break on the news. When we return, Katsina State to modernize farming with green financing. This story and many more will come your way in a short while. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, Pope Francis has been laid to rest in his favorite church in Rome, and this actually unfolds the historic final farewell to the beloved pontiff who died at the age of 88, bringing to an end a 12-year papacy. Now, as I told you earlier, we have our international correspondent, Afia Hagen standing by to give us the details of how the atmosphere is like at the St. Peter's Basilica. Afia, over to you.
Yes, I am here in St. Peter's Square, just in front of St. Peter's Basilica. Still thousands of people here coming to bear witness to this really incredible day. And I say incredible because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a front row seat to history. Here I have two British tourists who have been in Rome for the weekend. Tell me, what has it been like to be part of this historic day? I know it wasn't originally in your plan, but you have come to experience it. What has it been like?
So to begin with, hello to everyone in Nigeria. Yeah, no, it's good to be here. I know it's a very sad time, but it's good to be part of the history. It's good to be here. I know, it's unexpected that these things happen, but you can see all these people around the world are very dedicated and invested to be here. From morning, the whole city has just been very busy. We appreciate everything the Pope's done for us, and you can see he's a man of the people. Everyone loves him. Everyone's got so much respect for him. And it's always good to see. And just one love. As the Pope said, we've got to stay away from violence, extremism. It's not a part of any religion. It's a betrayal of every religion. So, it's good to be here. Happy to be part of the history. Is probably not the best word to use, but it is a once in a lifetime. So it's been a good day. It's been memorable, to say the least.
Yeah,
good to be here.
Memorable indeed. How have you found it being here today?
Yes, obviously it is a very sad time, certainly possible, but it's nice to see people come together from all over the world just to pay their respects and appreciate what the Pope has done for the world, not just for Rome, Italy. He's always preached peace, and he's against violence and extremism. So we all support that, and we're all here to pay our respects.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Ryan. Thanks for speaking to us.
Just before we cut off, just wanted to say no violence whatsoever. Free Palestine, free Gaza. Say no to violence. There's one love. That's it. You guys have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, some really strong opinions there, and reflecting the opinions of the Pope, that there should be no violence, that there should be no war. And that was something that the Pope, especially Pope Francis, has always echoed. It's really been the cornerstone of his papacy, of his legacy, absolutely. And, I think but what I'm hearing from people when I talk to people in St. Peter's Square, and actually all around Rome where we have been today, is that common message of how much people found in common with the Pope. He was certainly the people's Pope. He was a man of the people. He talked about environmentalism. He talked about peace. He talked about all these things that really, really matter to people. And I think that's why so many people have turned out today in their masses, in their thousands. But 450,000 people here today, according to Italian authorities, have thronged all across the city, not just here in St. Peter's Square.
And a couple of hours ago, we saw the President of the United States pay his last farewell tribute to Pope Francis, Donald Trump and Melania Trump. How do you think that the world leaders who are at this event are carrying this particular situation with the death of Pope Francis, and how does that also resonate with them in terms of the messages he preached while he was alive?
Absolutely. The service that went on during the Pope's funeral talked a lot about the things he was passionate about, and that was peace, that was an end to war. And we have seen some side diplomacy going on, some really powerful pictures coming out of Zelensky and Trump meeting in the Vatican, along with President Macron of France and Keir Starmer, the UK Prime Minister as well. President Zelensky saying that perhaps there may be a deal that might be historic that could come from this moment. So yes, those messages of peace resonating throughout the day and resonating and filtering down to world leaders. Now, I have some more people here who would like to speak to us on News Central. They're from MBM Africa Worldwide. Tell me why it was so important for you guys to be here today.
Yes, the purpose of the development of Africa worldwide stands for peace and to promote African culture. So we came here because the Pope to extend our condolence and visit to the Catholic Church, because the Pope San Francisco. It promotes peace, unity, and everything over the world. So we came here with our personality and government visits to the Catholic community.
What are your hopes for a new Pope? We know that conclave is going to start sometime at the beginning of May, around the 6th of May. Do you think we could see a Pope from the continent of Africa?
Yes, our prayer today, even if it's not only for the continent of Africa, there's only for anywhere, but pray that the new Pope should be a Pope that will still promote peace and unity with the
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much there. More messages of peace being promoted, more messages of peace filtering down to people. And like I said, that's really what Pope Francis is all about. Inclusivity, unity, bringing more people to Jesus and enlarging the Catholic Church.
Well, from the Middle East down to Africa and to other continents, we hope that these messages will carry on in the minds of not only the Catholic community, but everyone that is actually hoping for such to happen so that we can live peacefully. Basically, that's one of the reasons why we are alive. Thank you so much, Ife Hagen, for sharing these updates with us. Definitely we connect with you more to get updates as regards this final farewell. Thank you. In politics, now former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has launched a fierce criticism of President Bola Tinubu's administration, saying it has failed to meet the expectations of Nigerians and has no tangible achievements to justify a re-election bid in 2027. Speaking on the state of the nation, Atiku described the 2027 election as a battle between the Nigerian people and what he termed a non-performing government. The former vice president also addressed the recent wave of political defections, including Wednesday's high-profile switches by Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori and his predecessor Ifeanyi Okowa, both of whom left the People's Democratic Party for the ruling All Progressives Party. All Progressives Congress, rather. Now, Atiku stressed that he actually harbors no ill will towards those making such moves, emphasizing that freedom of association remains a cornerstone of any true democracy. He also pushed back against criticism of his recent visits to former President Muhammadu Buhari, labeling the backlash as hypocritical and indicative of selective outrage. Away from that, the federal government says it is commencing efforts aimed at empowering young Nigerians with the launch of a new Teenage Talent Hunt initiative. The Minister of Youth Development, Edward Oluwasanmi, made this known during the official flag-off ceremony of the program in Abuja, saying that the initiative will engage teenagers from across the country, helping to drive content development, talent scouting, and nationwide outreach with a strong focus on inclusivity and broad participation.
This partnership represents our commitment to empower the young people with and engage them by creating platforms that discover and grow their talents. The initiative agrees with our visions to engage young people in meaningful and impactful way. I am therefore happy to tell you that we are doing this to create a meaningful and a reality show that respects our value and culture as a country.
A program designed to assess the intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, and social quotient of our teenagers that are in SS3 and those yet to be admitted into the university. They will be engaging in quiz competition, essay writing, poetry, cook-out show, cooking Nigerian delicacies, cultural dance, beauty pageantry, showcasing the diverse cultures of Nigeria.
Now, Nigeria's foremost Pan-African station, New Central Television, held a road campaign in Lagos, connecting with grassroots communities while sharing gifts and spreading excitement. New Central's Ibalani Yomoni captured the vibrant reactions of Lagosians as they discovered more about what sets New Central apart from other broadcasting stations.
Live on the bustling streets of Lagos as host a road activation campaign to raise awareness and viewership of its platform on GoTV channel 23. And as you can see behind me, the activation is on.
The campaign taking place along the busy Oshodi CMS Aja corridor features interactive activities, lively discussions, and giveaways.
So please tell me, how do you feel having this umbrella, this gift?
Good, I feel very happy. For sure. Thank you, News Center. More blessing.
It has provided an opportunity for Lagosians to learn more about News Central TV's mission to bring news closer to the grassroots and to offer a platform for everyday people to share their stories.
News Central of my is audio tour. I'm following one of my friends that do advertise about the channel on Twitter. So I'm following him. His name is I think Tony Morris. So I'm following him on Twitter. He's my friend on Twitter. That's how I got to know about the News Central. They are very open, and they give the platform to the young people to express themselves, and also talks about the current issue affecting this country presently. That's what I really like about it. I just pray that they will keep it up that way.
While engaging with Lagosians, the team is highlighting what sets News Central TV apart from other stations and the unique value viewers gain by tuning in.
We are making quality news accessible to all, not just the A-class, but of course to the grassroots, and that's why we're here today, and that's why we decided to launch on GoTV, to make sure that we're providing quality news and not propaganda news to everybody, from the A-class to the D-class. Everybody deserves to get access to quality news, so that is one of the things that makes us different.
At News Central TV, we believe that everyone has a story worth telling. We remain committed to telling authentic African stories and amplifying diverse voices across the continent. In Lagos for News Central,
I love News Central!
Igbalani Omani.
Well, can you get it any better? Let's go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll talk about the Police Community Relations Committee in a commemoration set to celebrate a 41 anniversary. Stay with us. We'll bring you more when we're back. And I'll tell you that the Police Community Relations Committee commemorates its 41 anniversary with a road walk in Delta State, marking a significant milestone. The road walk show kicks off from the Summit Junction to the command headquarters in Asaba, demonstrating the organization's commitment to community involvement and peace advancements.
Young of blessed memory saw this desire to bring the police closer to the people, saw the need to bring the community closer to the police. You will agree with me that Commissioner of Police will come and go, area commanders will come and go, DPOs will come and go, but the community remains, and members of the community, they know the nooks and crannies, they know the good and the bad within that area. As such, we help the police to facilitate some things that we know that government on their own will not be able to do for them. We stand as bridging up that gap for them. We also see how we can also check for giving reliable information.
So on behalf of the command and State CID, I want to thank all of you for your selfless service, because this is selfless work you people are doing, for you people to choose to organize yourselves and be attending to affairs of other human beings. What better service can be done than that?
Away from that, the Baramatu Kingdom in Delta State has been immersed in festivities commemorating the Amasoma Festival in Okporosa. The Amasoma Festival is a revered 7-day heritage celebration held annually by the Ijors of Baramatu Kingdom in Boro Southwest local government area. News Central's Biola Festus tells us more.
For 1 week, the people of Baramatu Kingdom gathered daily at the Okporosa Royal Pavilion to celebrate the Amasoma Festival, an ancient ceremony dating back to 14 AD. According to long-standing tradition and belief, the Amasoma Festival The most revered cultural event of the Baramatu people is a season of revival, prosperity, and blessings.
It's very significant in the sense that it ushers in the traditional new year, a period of sober reflection, of spiritual reflection, of spiritual cleansing.
We always stress hand of fellowship to other kingdoms in maintaining peace. So our prayers, His Royal Majesty, Niger Delta, and the kingdom as a whole, the country as a whole, and to the president, we want to say, let the blessings of Amasoma begin to go round.
It is a season eagerly anticipated by every indigene of Baramatu, serving as a platform for the Ijaw people to reconnect and celebrate their identity. Culture not only unites a people, but also serves as a marker of their identity, reflecting their unique heritage, traditions, and values.
I encourage every culture to do things like this. Is so beautiful, it's so fantastic, it's so like, I cannot just imagine what I'm seeing here today. Just the thing of joy to see the unity happening here, see a culture come together and express themselves in their way, in their culture. And I can see me, I'm trying one of their rappers already.
At the end of the 7 days, the royal father, King Oba Oloyede II, proclaims blessing upon the people, signaling the closure of the festival.
The Amasoma anniversary is a shower of blessings, and we pray for everybody that it should be as a rain shower to everybody for a blessings that you will carry home.
It is believed that the blessings pronounced during the festival are sufficient to sustain the people until the next commemoration. In Delta for News Central, Biola Festus.
I'll tell you that the Apetu of Ipetumodu, Oba Joseph Oloyede, and Nigerian pastor Edward Oluwasanmi have pleaded guilty to charges of COVID-19 fraud in the United States. The pair admitted to submitting falsified applications between 2020 and 2022 to fraudulently obtain $4.2 million in COVID-19 funds through fake tax and wage documents. U.S. court documents reveal that they used their companies to divert millions intended to support struggling businesses during the pandemic. Oba Oloyede and Oluwasanmi have each pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering, and are awaiting sentencing in July 2025. Oloyede's prolonged absence from his Osun community has sparked outrage, with some residents demanding a state investigation into the scandal that has embarrassed the town. Now, more than 2,000 people gathered in central Tunis on Friday protesting against President Kais Saied's government and demanding the release of a prominent human rights lawyer recently imprisoned. The protest, held near the headquarters of the National Syndicate of Tunisian Journalists, saw demonstrators denouncing what they call the police state, chanting "dictator" and "tyrant," which was echoed through the streets as protesters rallied for justice and freedoms they claim have been eroded under Saied's rule. The demonstration comes just days after lawyer Ahmed Souab was arrested on terrorism-related charges. Souab, a vocal critic of Tunisia's judiciary, had accused judges of facing political pressure to impose harsh sentences in a recent mass trial of opposition figures. Friday's rally drew a broad coalition of supporters, including young activists, lawyers, artists, civil society leaders, and families of those currently facing prosecution. Many fear that Tunisia's hard-won civil liberties are now under serious threat. Since President Saied's power grab in July 2021, when he dissolved parliament and began ruling by decree, rights groups have repeatedly warned of a sharp decline in Tunisia's democracy. We now turn our attention to Lesotho, a landlocked country perched high in the mountains of southern Africa, often called the Kingdom of the Sky. Lesotho boasts a unique culture, a rich and fascinating history and breathtaking scenery, reflecting the resilience and diversity of its people. However, its economy remains heavily dependent on agriculture, textiles, and informal sector, which form the backbone of livelihoods for many Lesotho. Like many other nations, Lesotho faces significant economic challenges that continue to affect its development. News Central's correspondent Bongani Siziba tells us more.
Good afternoon to you, and thank you for having me. I'm coming to you live from the busy streets of Maseru, that is the capital city of Lesotho. Now I'll just ask my colleague Sponelo Mkasibe just to pan around and show you, as you can see, that this is a country where many citizens rely on informal trading. Every day they rise early to take up to the streets, a vital source of income for them, and this is how most of these families sustain their livelihoods. And here there are no jobs in Lesotho, where the unemployment rate at 38%. And while we're still on it, there is also a significant issue that might also be affecting Lesotho if implemented, the 50% tariff by the US President Donald Trump. But how will this affect those that are employed, especially those that are in the textile industry, as it plays a role in the Lesotho economy? Do the Lesotho citizens know or understand the implications of these tariffs? If they do, how will they impact their daily lives? And also, while we're still on it, we know that President Trump's remarks regarding Lesotho have sparked so much conversation. He suggested that Lesotho is a nation that is unknown to many. Is this true? Let's find out to some of the locals that are here. Donald Trump said that Lesotho is a country that is unknown. What do you have to say about that?
I'm very disappointed in Mr. Trump indeed, because as Lesotho, we are still a poor nation, you know. So we expect countries like US to benefit from them, not to mock us. So yeah, I feel like he undermines us as Lesotho. So.
And do you also know about the tariffs? If implemented, 50%, if it's implemented, how is it going to affect daily lives of Lesotho, and especially those that work in the textile industry? Because we know that US imports from Lesotho. Lesotho also export to US and other countries.
Yes, I heard about the tariffs that US is charging Lesotho. 50% of the tariffs, more than any other country or continent in the world. So as Lesotho, like I said, we are already poor. So I think some of our citizens, if the tariffs are high in that percent, they are going to lose some jobs. Our sisters, brothers, yeah, they are going to lose a lot of jobs. So I think it's going to affect us mostly.
Okay, let me just try to grab someone else again to hear their views. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Your views if tariffs are imposed by the U.S. President Donald Trump?
If the tariffs are to be imposed, that is going to affect us very negatively. It is going to have a ripple effect on our economy, from the street vendors that are working near the factories, the transport industry, the logistics industry, the rental property for Lesotho that houses many of the factory workers, because most of them, they are from other districts. So it is not going to do as well.
Another question, Trump saying that Lesotho is an unknown country. How have the citizens responded to that?
There have been mixed back reaction on that. Some have even tried to portray Lesotho's beauty, the tourism, what it can offer, because even Donald Trump, he has got a T-shirt, the golf T-shirt that is manufactured in Lesotho. So, and Lesotho has got a long history relationship with the US. There are Peace Corps here. Just last year, Lesotho signed the qualified for the second compact of the Millennium Challenge account, although its future is also uncertain at the moment. Yes.
We just heard it there from some of the citizens of Lesotho, and what Lesotho can offer, especially about those remarks by Donald Trump that Lesotho cannot offer anything, but they are saying that Lesotho has a lot to offer. As we have seen that most Basotho depend on informal trade. You see that in the streets of Lesotho they are there pegged, selling different kinds of things so that they can sustain their families. But for now, it's back to you in the studio. We'll continue to bring you stories from Lesotho.
Many thanks, Bongani, for that fantastic report. We now go on a short break. When we return, to the time for sports stories. Team Nigeria dominated the 2025 African Senior Weightlifting Championships in Mocha, Mauritius, finishing top with 13 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze medal from just 6 lifters. Ruth Ayodele, Onome Didim, Rafiatu Lawal and 18-year-old Sarah Ovayoza each got 3 golds in their respective categories. In the men's event, Omofia Edidiong added a gold and 2 silvers in the 73 kilograms category, while Tuesday Mano contributed 2 silvers and a bronze in the 67 kilogram category. With strong performances, including multiple lifters from the National Sports Commission's Elite Development Pool, Nigeria sealed its dominance from day one of the competition. Kenya's Agnes Ngetich shattered the women-only 10-kilometer world record on Saturday, clocking 29 minutes 27 seconds in Germany. The 24-year-old became the first woman to run a sub-13-minute 10 kilometers in a women-only race, surpassing the previous record of 30 minutes and 1 second set by the late Agnes Tirop in 2021. Ngetich had previously clocked 29 minutes 24 seconds in 2022, but that time was invalidated due to a short course. After missing out on the 2024 Olympics, Ngetich expressed pride in achieving this milestone and is now focused on the World Championships. Last year, she broke the 10-kilometer mixed race world record in Valencia, finishing in 28 minutes 46 seconds and eclipsing Yemlezav Yeholov's previous best. And that's all at this hour, but before we go, we'll look at our top stories again. Tens of thousands gather in St. Peter's Square for Pope Francis' historic funeral. 19 killed in Zamfara gold mine attack amid growing violence from bandit gangs. We also told you that Tunisia civil society are united in protest against President Said's controversial rule. You can send your eyewitness reports to the WhatsApp number on the screen. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. Watch us live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times 274, Avo TV, YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Likon Onobanjo.